like to kick every episode off by going around the table, which is where we talk about something new, fun, and noteworthy about our weeks. Patrick, you look like a guy who's sad, so you should talk first.
Yeah, let me jump into it. So this week I had a chance to see a couple of films.
As I recall, they were horror films.
Can we address why you're sad first? I feel like otherwise that just seems like a dick thing to say.
I thought it's just
you're
just
alone.
Look sad.
You're alone. Like
I'm always alone on the podcast. Okay, so the deal is Mackenzie, my wife, she's out of town. She's at Disney. She's riding roller coasters and she's flirting with
disaster.
Disaster. That's right. And anyway, no, she's not here, so I have to survive for a solid, 36 hours.
Do you think you will?
More. No, I would say the odds are against me.
Oh, 100%. I think just your mere height means that the odds are against you.
How high are your mirrors?
Well, just anytime you walk in a room with a ceiling fan, the odds are instantly stacked against you.
Oh, one stumble is going to be it. Like, that's the thing. Like, both of you could stumble multiple times in your lifetime. Once. That's all. That's all I get. So.
Your head is clean off your head.
It's like Jumanji. Like, once they've used 2 lives and you have to live the rest knowing that, like, one more and that's... So we'll
you're the Nick Jonas of this
exactly. Like 40 metaphor. Years from now, I'm still gonna be just sitting drinking margaritas,
just so scared to do anything. I only got one left, guys.
Swatting at mosquitoes. So anyway, got to see a couple of films this week. First, All the Money in the World. So it was between that and. What was the other one? The Darkest Hour. So I was trying to see a late film because I had to. My wife was actually coming in town from a different trip before she left on this one, and her plane wasn't getting in till like 12:30 or something. So I was trying to purposely see like a late movie. And initially I was going to see The Darkest Hour, and I got scared that like maybe it would be too serious and I would fall asleep. And so I thought All the Money in the World. This might be a bit more exciting because the trailer.
This won't be
serious
at all.
Well, but the trailer feels a little bit more
action oriented.
Yeah, it seems like it could have some action. So that's what I did when I saw the movie. So if you don't know, this is the film that initially was supposed to star Kevin Spacey, and then they actually reshot it with Christopher Plummer.
Were there trailers or teasers with Kevin Spacey in them?
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely. The film was finished. So there is a full trailer you can go watch right now that has Kevin Spacey in it. And film was done, and then they dropped him, and they replaced him with Christopher Plummer. And then they went through, and I think it's something like in 40 days, they reshot and edited the whole film, like all those parts, at least in the film. It's pretty incredible. And other than there's one scene that you can kind of feel a bit of like jankiness where it feels like maybe they overlaid a face or something like that. Other than that one scene, it's totally seamless. You would have no idea. And in fact, I would say that the most compelling performance in the film to me was Christopher Plummer's performance. I thought he was incredible. So the film itself, I mean, it's still fairly new. I imagine people are going to be still trying to see it. So even though it's a historical event that has already happened decades ago, I won't give any spoilers other than to say that it missed the mark for me slightly. Like it was 80% of a good film, but the parts where Hollywood kind of interjected history, you could feel that, and I mean that in a negative way. You could tell when it deviated from what was true. And the tone of the film would shift in those moments. And like I remember Dunkirk. Watching it, because the idea with the rush to complete the film is so it'd be an awards contender. It would still, be within the season. And while I was watching it, I literally had the thought like, wow, you really rushed for nothing. So that's like a strong remark because I did like the film. And again, Christopher Plummer's performance was amazing. And so was Michelle Williams. Her performance was just awesome. But I don't think it's the film that maybe they thought they had on their hands. So, those two performances were great. I think it was let down by the sun. It was let down by the performance of the kind of the bandits or the kidnappers. So anyway, the film's fine. It's a good film. I don't think it's a great film. It's for me, it's only like a 6.5 or a 7. If anybody really liked it, I apologize. But the other film, and I'm going to use this to ultimately tee off later in the episode, but I did see the film Spotlight for the first time this week. Now, Spotlight is a 2015 film. It's a newsroom drama, and it talks about the Spotlight division at the Boston Globe, and when the whole church, like the Catholic Church scandal was coming out, they were kind of at the forefront of that. And it's just a really awesome, amazing, captivating film. I was talking to Luke before the show, and I was telling him that Mark Ruffalo, he's one of the main characters in the film. And to me, Mark Ruffalo always plays Mark Ruffalo in the same way that, what was the example that I used before?
It's a great
Luke?
question. I don't remember.
Thanks. Oh, Owen Wilson. Owen
Yes,
Wilson always plays Owen Wilson. There's never Owen Wilson doesn't ever play a character. He's himself, and he has a different name attached to him. That's kind of how I felt about Mark Ruffalo until I watched this film, and his character, the mannerisms of the character, the voice of the character are absolutely so captivating that I could just watch it for hours. Like, just incredibly impressed by his performance. So
I love Mark Ruffalo. He's one of my favorite actors, actually.
Yeah, incredible film, and it really got me in the spirit and ready to see The Post, which we're going to talk about later. So those are my two things for this week. So, Andrew, you can go and take it from me.
Sure, a couple quick things. One, we found out the dates for when our buddy Jared Mariyama is going to be at Disney at Epcot, and if you remember,
For the Festival of the Arts, the International Festival of the Arts, yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna get there.
Oh, I thought people are listening. Like, why is he going to be there?
Yeah, but can you imagine someone setting something up and then having a payoff like that?
No,
that's weird. So if you remember last year, we went out to the International Festival of the Arts. We had a meetup. It was our first time meeting Jared in person. And so this year he let us know when he was going to be back. And then within 24 hours, Patrick and I had booked tickets. And so we will be joining him and Noah Elias and Jay Ratner and Designo Matt and Tim Anderson and
Shauna Lynn and Adam Grayson.
Adam Grayson, who the heck else? So many freaking people. I'm missing one particular person, and
Lenny Trenzi's a maybe. Mark Bowden Jetpacks and Roller Skates might be there. Cameron.
I'm trying to remember. And then Callie Hicks is an incredible artist. She's a Disney artist who we've tried to have on the show a couple times. And just because of her job and all that entails, she hasn't been able to chat with us yet. Maybe someday. But she's gonna try to make it out there. So we
hopefully Mama Sauce.
So many people are going to come out, and it all kind of came together within 24 hours, which was cool. So more information on that. Check our Instagram, check our website for information on that meetup. But it'll be Sunday, February 11th. So we're just a couple of weeks away from getting together down in Florida. So that was a big kind of eventful thing.
You're invited. Did you tell them that they're invited?
Everybody's invited. It doesn't matter where you are. If you want to fly in from Bermuda, from California, hey, Jared's coming in all the way from California. So what's your excuse? You know what I'm saying? I guess he's making lots of money to come, but that's beside the point. But yeah, you're invited.
I was
come on out.
surprised that Jared is taller than I am. That's the biggest thing that surprised me when we met.
Yeah.
I think Jared would be surprised to hear that too.
Yeah.
So that was pretty eventful. The other thing was, speaking of Jared and the Squared Co podcast, they're doing a show. Squared Co, specifically Mark Morris, is doing a show in conjunction with that cookie company. So if you saw our episode with Squared Co when we were in California, we were all eating cookies. They're doing a show. Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Dough and Arrow?
Dough and Arrow.
So it's Dough and Arrow.
Yeah.
So they're doing a show in conjunction with them
Nice.
for Valentine's Day, and they're calling it Cute Couples. And I got invited to participate in the show, and so I did. I was just trying to think what cute couples could I do? I needed to stay away from Disney because I'm sure Jared's going to be contributing to the show, and it's like, why even try? He's the king of cute already, and so if he's going to be doing Disney and whatever, if he's not doing Disney now, I've shot myself in the foot, but that's fine. So I tried to get a little obscure but fun with it. So I decided to go with Brienne of Tarth and oh my gosh, I'm blanking on his name. Tormund, yes, Tormund,
Yes.
the burly, ginger-bearded wildling who is infatuated with Brienne, and so I've been working on that piece, and in kind of the 11th hour, decided that it would be awesome if I could do a collab, and so I reached out to Doc Reed. I am Reedikiss in the Slack channel, and he is painting it for me, digitally painting it. So I gave him the pencils, and he's painting it. He's already given me, by the time we're recording this, he's already given me kind of the color roughs, and I am like ecstatic for it. It's going to be
He's
super
making
fun.
you look good.
100%.
Yeah,
Oh my gosh.
absolutely.
He's taking what I've scribbled down and he's making it look like art. And so I'm excited to be doing that. And so by the time this airs, that'll be done, and you can just check out Instagram, and I will have posted what the final piece is for that. But that show is running for I think the whole month of February, if I'm not mistaken. But specifically, it's to coincide with cute couples, Valentine's Day. The month of February is the month of love, that whole idea. So that's, I think I'm going to leave it at that for now. So it's been back to drawing and back to Disney
Nice.
and Universal Studios. So with Tim Anderson. So
That's right.
man, I mean, we're going to have a great time in Florida. So Luke, take us home, buddy.
Yeah. Okay. So we talked to Tony Diaz from Industry Print Shop last week, and we saw them at MondoCon, we saw them at Pop-Up Crop, and their stuff is so good. And so I decided I'm going to order some. So I ordered a hat. I ordered their zip-up parka, like their waterproof jacket. So there's a jacket inside of this. It's pretty awesome.
What does it look like?
Well, that means I have to open it. So
This is a visual
fine.
platform.
It's fine. It's not. It's also an auditory platform.
Yeah. The podcast listeners got 100% of the
The love
experience
for one.
just then.
All right.
So
Here you go,
wait,
video
it's
people.
black.
He's unraveling it. It was in a tiny bag.
Yeah.
That was the size of like a book, maybe.
Yeah.
And now he's pulling it out of the bag.
if the book you're getting is a book that size.
Yeah, because
And
books come in different
it's got
sizes.
black printed industry logo on it.
I love
Pretty
that.
sweet.
It
And
looks
then
like
it's got-
gloss on flat.
Yeah, and it's just got a pop of color at the pocket. That's it.
Dang.
It's awesome.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
Do you think
So
the
you
guy
ordered-
that designed that is the same guy that designed the squeegee pen?
I don't know, maybe, because that squeegee pin is on point.
And that jacket's on point.
So you ordered that jacket, and then
I ordered
you got
the
some other
jacket.
things.
I ordered the hat, and then I ordered this shirt, which is their other Skull and Crossbones logo.
And they do these big like circle
that.
badges
Yeah. and
on
then-
all this stuff.
Yep,
Yeah.
and then it's a pocket tee, so it has that on the pocket.
Great.
Oh,
So
that's
it's
the back of
industry,
it, huh?
skull and crossbones,
Okay.
and then print shop.
That's on the back.
Okay.
They sent
Did that
me
say-
also a bunch of 10-year anniversary stuff. So I ordered 3 things, and I got a huge package marked fragile all over it. I got another T-shirt, limited edition.
Ooh, I love
T-shirt.
that.
That looks great.
That's a great shirt.
What type is
Oh
that?
my
Do you know,
gosh.
Andrew?
No, that's probably custom type.
I got a upside
Got
down.
a print rag.
Is that a shop towel?
Or shop rag?
Shop
The
rag.
shop rag that says industry, blood, sweat, mostly tears,
Yeah.
which is like their
industry bandana, which is sweet.
thing. Why aren't you wearing that? Tie it. Tie
Yeah.
your beard up with
I'm
it.
good.
Tie it. Tie
your beard up.
like a bonnet.
Oh, wear like a bonnet.
2 industry
Patches?
patches.
Great. So one is
Oh,
circular and
man.
one is like, I don't know what you call that other shape.
I want one of those right here.
Yeah.
I want the
Yeah.
colorful one right there.
I got the Seinfeld industry pin.
Pin.
That one's fun.
That's good.
I got there, and then these 2 I think are 10-year anniversary pins. The blood, sweat, and tears. The 6 fingers.
Oh, it
and,
is because he's 6 fingers and 4 fingers, so that's 10.
Yep. And then also this X
Smart.
logo.
I love that so much.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
And then
All right.
also, so this box was heavy, and so I opened it, and all that stuff was on the top, and I was like, "Why is this so heavy?" They also
and the
sent me
Xbox One.
a 6-pack,
beer.
Six-pack.
a 6-pack
Yeah.
of their Austin Beer Works beer, the blood orange.
There are less than
salt
6s
beer.
in there.
Yeah, that looks like a 5-pack.
The other one, they also sent me a cozy, and I put a beer in it, and I'm
Koozie.
drinking it right now. No, it's a
Hold
cozy.
on. Is it pronounced cozy or koozie?
It's koozie, but that one might be super cozy. I don't know.
It is cozy from my beer. It's
Blood,
cozy
sweat,
from my
tears.
beer.
Oh, so they do put blood, sweat, and tears when they do that circular badge, and then other places they say the mostly tears.
yeah.
Got it.
And this beer's good. I was telling Patrick, so I opened it and started drinking it before we started, and it caught me off guard because I forgot it was blood orange, and it's almost like a sour. It almost is, if you've ever had a sour beer, it almost tastes like that. It's very, like a very citrus bite, but then it has that salt kind of taste in it, which to my palate feels like a sour. It's really good because I like sour beers. It's just not what I was expecting when I opened a beer and drank it.
I would love to try a blood orange beer. That sounds great.
It's good. But
Luke can ship you one.
I could ship you one.
I could probably just order something from industry and maybe they'll send one.
Yeah. Yeah, just do that.
See, but now it feels weird because they did such a nice thing that now to buy something from them would be like I was trying to take advantage of it. So now I feel like I can never buy anything from industry ever again.
Well, that's dumb. You should buy all the things from them because their stuff, as you've seen, is amazing.
Yeah, I feel like that's flawed logic, but I respect your decision as an adult and a blue-eyed man.
Thank you.
Your eyes look super blue right now on screen.
Is it the shirt?
Because
It's the
the
shirt.
shirt. You should always be wearing blue. Never wear anything else.
Well,
Do I look
he
like
usually
I
is. He's
have
usually
an icy
wear
heart
that blue button-up floral
and
print shirt.
spear?
That can work too.
This
That's
is
I mean his
80%
literal only other shirt anyway.
Right.
So
Guys, check this out.
Oh,
There's
no.
holes in this one.
No.
can you cut this? Because that just anything we just lost it. We just
Guys,
lost
you
all
have
of
to,
the
you have to
things.
understand, when you're the size that I am, you just have to wear whatever you can find for as long as you can. It's just what it is. I've still got
For
another
as
2
long
years.
as you can.
For as long as you can. All right. Well, on that note, that's my week.
That sounds like a wonderful week. We're going to go ahead and head into our
Master categories?
master categories. So that's it for Around the Table. Up next, master categories. Every week we get to draw tokens to find out the categories that we're going to be talking about. We pick our topics based on those categories. This week's not any different than that. So, Luke, since you finished us off, why don't you pick us up?
Sure. Okay, so the other thing of this week is
It's like the hair of the dog, right?
the hair of the
The
dog.
last thing we had was Luke, and therefore the first thing we should have is Luke.
Just
Yeah,
keep
the
it going.
hairless dog.
Yep. I'm a hairy
what that
dog.
means.
Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay. So I was.
Have you ever got a hair on your dog?
Oh, can I say this before you start?
Yeah.
Because I don't want to interrupt you.
Sure.
Okay. Last week, Patrick and Luke got to share all of their fun and cool stuff that they got from Squared Co. They got like a nice little Christmas package. So I'm repping one of them right now. So here's I got a Krang pin.
Yeah.
Do you see that? And then here is my episode artwork with my pin face on it. Yeah, there we go. So we all did, and we've all shown it. So congratulations. Thank you
stop
again.
emailing us, Mark.
So thank you, Mark, for sending that out. And I wore my shirt. It's a red Squared Co shirt. It's red and it says Squared Co across the chest.
They're comfy.
And they are comfy. My friend EJ, you guys met. EJ said, he's like, are you trying to be the referee from the Karate Kid? I'm like, what are you talking about? And he pulled up a photo and it looks just like that shirt. It's all red and his shirt is all red and it says referee in big block letters right across the chest, just like that.
Nice.
I thought it was a funny call out. Okay, sorry.
funny. No, that's
Luke,
fine. It's good.
Take it.
Yeah, so the other thing this week is I was not in Ohio. I was out of town. I went and covered CES for a friend of mine. He runs a website that is dedicated to Android and all things Android. And so he took me out to CES with him in Las Vegas to cover the show. It was my first time at CES. It's the Consumer Electronics Show, if you didn't know what it stood for. And here's the crazy thing about CES. It's not open to the public. It's only press and professionals. So professionals being manufacturers, distributors, any kind of buyer for like retail stores and just general press. And it's huge. I mean, it's packed. It takes over the Las Vegas Convention Center and other auxiliary buildings. There's multiple things in hotel ballrooms, and companies will rent out suites to have more like of an intimate like showing of different tech. It's massive, and it was really, really awesome. So I had art and design this week, and so the main themes for CES this year, design-wise, are flexible screens, so screens that you can roll and roll up. LG was showing a TV that can roll up like a yoga mat, and AI, so any kind of artificial intelligence, whether that's in a phone, in a headset, in a TV, in your car, in any kind of robotics, like in your house, whether it's something like a Roomba or driving like screens where somebody can log in remotely from another state and be a video screen that goes through somebody's house and talks to them and is like a assistant without having to be actually in their house. And so there's all kinds of just crazy awesome stuff. And the other thing about CES is when it's just consumer electronics show, that covers kind of every aspect of electronics. So you have all of the video games, you have auto, you have 3D printing, you have cell phones, you have TVs, you have basically anything that's electronic. It's there. The Postal Service, the U.S. Postal Service, had a huge booth this year, kind of showing the innovations of like the technology for sorting and sending mail, which was surprisingly interesting, but really strange. All kinds of tech for wireless, whether it's cell phones or Wi-Fi in your house. Smart homes are huge right now as far as like speakers. So I got this. I put it a hole in one at a booth, and I got this light bulb. And it's a connected
Waffle
light bulb. It's a speaker. So you can you can screw this light into a socket and connect it with an app and play music through it.
And the vibrations will slowly unscrew it while it's playing music.
8 weeks later, it falls from the fan, shatters on the ground.
Plastic. It's LED, so it doesn't matter, even if it does fall and break. It's cool because, like, this company was saying, like, everybody has this type of connector in their house. So we decided, what else can we do with this power besides just light? And it's cool. I mean, that's not necessarily new technology. That's been around for a couple years now, but it was cool to see. No, just the speakers in light bulbs.
Oh, I see.
Luke, you didn't give adequate and justifiable laughter to what he just said. That was very clever. Thank you.
Ha ha ha.
Ha.
Thank you.
But it was cool. So the other thing that was weird is, so I was there as press, and I was telling Patrick, I was in the room with other press covering events, but I would look and see like their badges, and it was things like Fox News, Engadget, BBC, like real legit, like CNN, CNET, like actual news outlets. And it was very strange to be in the same field or in the same section as like these people that are covering what I view as like real news, you know?
Sure, yeah.
So that was another weird part, but CES was awesome. Like if any part of tech interests you, there was a presence there. Some concept cars, man, there is a autonomous kind of rolling toaster that Toyota is putting out, that they're working with Pizza Hut for autonomous pizza delivery. It cooks your pizza in the vehicle itself.
Wow.
I was in love. I saw it and I was like, that has
They've
to
got to
be
do
mine.
something to compete with Domino's, though, because Domino's is leading the way on the pizza tech front.
Sure. Not anymore. I mean, after seeing that, it was pretty impressive. There was a lot of really awesome stuff.
Andrew, you've got to look up the pictures. They'll be in the show notes. But when he says a rolling toaster, it genuinely looks like a giant rolling toaster.
Does look like a rolling toaster.
But can it drive down like actual streets?
Yes,
like that?
absolutely.
Is it street legal?
Yes.
I'm picturing like the brave little toaster. That's what I'm picturing right now.
It looks like a toaster. Like, I'm not kidding. Here, I'm going to put a link. I'm going to put a link in chat for you.
So that I can see it.
I mean, it's probably as street legal as any other autonomous vehicle is street legal.
Yeah.
So,
It was, it's awesome. It was really cool. There was a whole lot of stuff. The other really awesome thing, really fun thing, it was just kind of unassuming. In the middle of the booth, or in the middle of the show floor, the main floor, there was this booth that had it was all white around it, and it had a company's, a biotech company, Psychasec. It had their name, and then it had these posters that were all over it of Psychasec is a lie, and they're trying to take your souls and stuff like that. And these posters are ripped down and stuff like that. It was awesome. It was a kind of a pop-up viral marketing booth for Netflix new show coming out. I think it's February 9th or 10th. Altered Carbon.
It's soon.
And so the idea, it's kind of Blade Runner-esque, but the idea is you can, there's another movie with Ryan Reynolds that it came out last year or something that reminded me of the premise. But basically,
I should have looked it up, but it's the exact same premise.
It is. But you can put your body, you can put your consciousness and your being into another sleeve, is what they call it in this new show. Whatever kind of body you want, and then live, and have the life you've always wanted. If you're getting older, you can have a younger body or whatever. But anyway, it's
like Avatar.
Yeah, kind of, I guess. It was awesome. You got to go through, and I'll send a picture so we can post it. Or there's a link that'll have a picture. There was a body in this plastic vacuum sealed bag that you could it was sitting on this metal table with instruments around it, and you could just touch it, and it was so crazy. It was gross. It was really creepy until you touched it, and it felt totally fake. It felt like you were touching
it bothered me that
thing.
People were touching it.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah, when you said that people were touching it, it to me felt violating.
Well, so the way that they had the booth, exactly. It was cool because the way they had the booth, they had these two cylinders up front with a man and a woman's avatars there. I was gonna sneeze. I
couldn't. People get to see that face. Hey, Gabe, please screenshot that. Post it in our Slack channel, please. I'm imploring you.
There you go.
The noise you made before you made the face is just.
I was getting ready to talk again, and then I realized it was going to happen, and then it still didn't happen. So my head's going to explode later.
You have a sneeze that you sucked back down inside you.
Somewhere.
It's going to explode in your stomach.
Yeah. But the way they had the booth was like people were taking you through the idea of what it is to put your consciousness into these sleeves. And so one section is kind of talking about the technology. The next section is talking about kind of how you choose the body. And then the third section was kind of a sample that you could see what the body looked like and felt like.
Did you have to get nude and get in a Ziploc bag?
No.
You didn't have to.
They actually asked me to leave because I chose to.
Sir, we're going to have to ask you to get out of this place.
No. I'm ready. So where's my new body? I assume I get into this.
Sir, there's no helping you.
No, but they were at the end. They were saying, go ahead and touch the specimen and see what it's like, so you know when you make the decision. It was cool because everybody was in character. There was a lady that was. She was not having any of it. She was like, she might have been a plant, but she was like, "This is wrong. You people can't do this." And it was probably a plant, but she was talking about how you can't make that decision when you die. Everybody has a certain time, and when they die, they're supposed to move on, and kind of saying that this whole idea was wrong. And she looked. I mean, she just had a badge of like a not an exhibitor badge, but like a purchaser badge. So she looked like she wasn't part of it at all. So that was fun. Another person came up and said, "Hey, there's guys tearing down your posters around the side," and it was really interesting. But viral marketing, man, I love viral marketing. It's so awesome how companies think of sweet ideas to kind of disrupt and get their ideas out there. But CES was awesome. And if you have a chance to go, if you like technology at all, it has something for you. Figure out a way to go, whether it's press or whether you're a purchaser, or if you work for a company and have a chance to go but have never gone, do it because it's really fun. Vegas is whatever. It's like if you like to gamble and drink, you'll have fun. But
that airport, it's like landing in a shopping mall. It's great.
Really? Really?
Are you saying really? Do I really think it's great?
Yeah.
So genuinely, the layout is actually super convenient. So actually, getting around the airport is very easy. Way easier than some of the other ones.
It's all autonomous cars that bake you pizzas.
No, way easier than some of the other ones. No, I mean it's. Is my idea of great hanging out in a shopping mall? No, but I've been to much worse airports. It's kind of cool. Like it puts everything in a perspective, but actually it makes Vegas seem really small because when you're sitting in the airport and you look out the windows towards the city, it's just like flat open desert and this little bitty cluster of buildings. And you really get the sense that like Vegas is not that, like, it looks like it's 10 blocks deep and that's it, which
it's crazy.
Obviously it's larger than that.
And talking to like Uber drivers and stuff throughout the week, Vegas is kind of out of space. Like, so they're bordered everywhere by mountains and they've kind of built up to those ends. And now, everything is a premium. The price that the Raiders paid for their land. I mean, this is all coming from Uber drivers, so I don't know how reputable this is. But they paid so much for the land to put the Raiders stadium that it's like they paid just as much in land that they will for like moving the team there. It's like it's crazy. But
yeah, haven't you watched the show Ballers?
Well, yeah, but
I'm pretty sure that's like based on like the current dealings that are happening, right?
Yeah, but they didn't really talk about the money aspect of it.
Sure they did. Yeah, they did. They talked a lot about it.
Well, kind of.
I mean, I don't know how accurate it is, but we're talking hundreds of millions of dollars.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, it was a fun trip. A lot of really cool tech that'll roll out sometime between this year and 2000 never. So we'll see. Andrew, you take it. We'll go backwards.
Okay, yeah, I like it. So I got TV and film, and I have been really putting my movie pass through the ringer. I've already gotten your $90 worth, Patrick, easily.
Great.
Out of it. So I could stop seeing movies now for the rest of the year, and I will have, you won't have felt like you've wasted anything.
So, real quick, movie pass, worth it or not worth it?
100% worth it.
Great.
When someone else pays for it for you.
And no, it's worth it in either case.
I mean, I have nothing to lose. No,
Would you buy it again?
Will.
Yeah.
I would absolutely pay for it myself, yeah.
Costco is charging people like $70 for 8 AMC movie tickets.
Yeah, Cinemark has a new thing too, where it's like $8.95 a month, and you get one movie ticket, and then any other one you want to purchase is only $8.95 too. Like you get
one again,
one a month though.
Right. And then you get a discount of $8.90 to $8.95 for every subsequent ticket.
No, thank you.
Yeah, it's dumb.
Sorry, go ahead with your post.
So I've seen a lot of movies and I'm loving it. I'm even seeing movies that I like wouldn't necessarily see.
Because they're free.
Alamo's loving it because every time I go, I at least get a drink, but I usually get food too. So it's actually costing me more to go. But that's fine. It feels like it's free, which is really the biggest point. But one notable one that just came out. First, No, I don't want to soapbox this, but when we get off air...
Soapbox it.
Guys, no. I can't. I haven't formalized my thoughts yet. The Golden Globes
Yeah.
You should
All
wait.
right, that's all. That's all. I'm going to say that, and then maybe let's have an off-air discussion.
Let's take it to Slack.
For people who are in Slack, let's have a discussion in there. Anyway, so I saw the post.
Riveting.
And the post was great. So the post is based on, it's a Steven Spielberg film. It's Tom Hanks, Meryl Streep, as well as a ton of other people. David Cross is in it.
It's a Mr. Show reunion.
It's amazing. It was like the cast. I had no idea. I didn't know very much about the film at all, other than what the general premise was. But when I saw Bob Odenkirk, I just got happy. I love him, and I love David Cross. He was not wearing his cutoff jeans, which was sad, but that's fine. I just came home and then watched Arrested Development, and then I was good to go. There are dozens of us, but we what the film is about, Steven Spielberg, and it is covering that historic event when all of this information was coming out back in the 70s. I think it was 1971, I think, when all the information was coming out that was like thousands and thousands and thousands of pages of government documents showing and stating that Truman and Eisenhower and JFK all knew we were losing the war in Vietnam, but kept sending troops and as a way to save face. And then Richard Nixon was continuing that trend because he doesn't want to be the one to lose the war. And so instead we kept sending women over to die. And so the information was leaked, and the New York Times was publishing this information, and Richard Nixon and the government put a ban on it. And essentially it was hey, you're not allowed to communicate this information. And then it put into question the free press conversation and whether or not they are allowed to stop them. Well, the movie is about that, but it's primarily about the Washington Post, who is also kind of always playing catch up to the New York Times. And Tom Hanks is kind of the editor of that, and then the owner is Meryl Streep of the Washington Post. And it's the whole story. I'm not going to go into it. You can read it historically, or you can just go watch the movie if you want to see what happens. But it's they get their hands on this information, and they have to have they have to make a decision about whether or not they are going to go public with the information that they have, given that there's been this other ban on press about this specific topic as it pertains to like government secrets and national security and all this different stuff. And so even knowing the outcome of the film, even knowing what ends up happening, because I know the history of that, I was on the edge of my seat this whole film. It did an amazing job, as you would expect from actors like Meryl Streep, Tom Hanks, and from directors like Steven Spielberg. I mean, you're kind of getting all the greats together, and then obviously, in my opinion, when you put all the right ingredients in a story that has the tension naturally built into it, even if you already know the outcome. It's still captivating. I actually, as I was leaving the theater, I attributed it to the same feelings I had when I watched the Titanic for the first time with James Cameron, and we know what's going to happen. It's not like there's going to be some spoiler alert. The boat goes down, right? But the story, the way that they tell the story, the actors, the actresses, really does a phenomenal job of telling this story. And so I would probably give it was a little slow at times. There was a couple of moments I was like, okay, I feel like we can speed this decision up a little bit, but I would probably give it an 8 out of 10. And Patrick, I know you saw it too, so how would you rate it?
Well, first let me say this, and I'm not sure if you know this, but Spielberg didn't read the script for the movie until either February or March of 2017. they were filming by May. He made the comment that this is not a script I can sit on for 2 years. This is a script that is very timely. So he read it, again, either February, March, filming by May. They wrapped up all the editing by November. And if I remember right, they wrapped up the score for the film 1 week before it premiered.
Oh, wait. John Williams did the score, too.
Yes.
Yeah, it's like a who's who of Hollywood coming together to make this film. I didn't know about the time frame. That makes a lot of sense, because in my head I was thinking, this is really relevant to what's happening in our world right now.
We're talking about, how many months did I just say? It's like over the course of 9 months or 10 months, this, like, it came across Spielberg's desk and it was finished. It's just incredible.
And has won awards.
And it will continue to do so. So yeah. I love the film. I mean, there is, how do I say this correctly? There is so much to talk about. I mean, there's so much to talk about. We were introduced to several incredibly important historical figures, but only for short amounts of time. Like, as soon as I watch the film, one thing I like to try to find out is kind of separating the Hollywood from history and finding out where they're crossing paths and where they're deviating, and diving into the stories of people like, Daniel Ellsberg's a big one, obviously, but Ben Bradley, or the story of Ben. I can't say his last name. It's the character that Bob Odenkirk plays. But learning more about his real life character.
It's like Badjiklin.
It looks like Badikian or something.
Yeah, Badikian maybe.
He was actually in real life. He's Armenian. By the way, he's Armenian in real life. When you start reading more into those people and the influence they had leading up to that point in time, but also after, you just realize the depth of story to be told. So I love what I saw. I thought it was a great pace. The certainly has a ton of star power and all those type of things. By the way, Jesse Plemons, anything he's in, I just can't wait to watch. He's just so genuine.
Jesse Plemons
was a lawyer that showed up.
Yeah. Okay.
He was in Breaking Bad and he's in the game night movie that's about to come out.
Yes, I'm really excited about that, actually.
Yeah. So I was just left wanting more, honestly. That I just wanted to see more.
So when the movie kind of ends at a beginning. That's the best way to say that without kind of going into too much more. It ends at a beginning, and I so badly want him to tell that story next.
Well, so that's what I was going to say. So both of you both said this now. Do you think there's any, if this does well, which it looks like it is, do they continue that story? Do you think that happens, or is it not? Is it just a snapshot?
I don't know. I mean, I could see the next story being told also being very timely. I guess it would just depend on if someone writes a script for it or not.
Sure.
But I agree with you, Patrick. I ended the film going, oh man, we're just getting started.
It's like the newsroom.
And I could have sat there for 2.5 more hours. I mean, I would have had to go to the bathroom, but then come back during the credits, come back and then watch the next one.
Because basically what it's setting up is, anyone knows it's Pentagon Papers, and then that moves into Watergate scandal. But then before that, around the same time, was the it's the murder mystery. I can't remember what it's called right now. I believe it had to do with JFK and a woman that was her car was found at the bottom of a lake.
They are making that movie.
They are, yes, and that happens, I think, in the lead up right to the Pentagon Papers.
Nice.
So all that point in time all fits together. So anyway, really, really great film. I loved it. I mean, I think it was a solid 9.
Does this get Meryl Streep her Oscar?
Huh?
Does this get Meryl Streep her Oscar?
Oh, could this give Meryl Streep her Oscar? I don't know. She did great.
She was great, yeah. I don't know, but she was great. I don't feel
like she's ever bad at anything. Does she not have an Oscar?
No, that's the whole thing. Like, she's been nominated so many times and not won.
I had no idea. Was it like how Guillermo del Toro has been nominated so many times, and then when they started playing the music for him, he said, come on, guys, let's turn off the music. I've waited 25 years for this.
Yeah, it's the same.
Well, anyway, I'll say this. So mine's a 9 out of 10. If you like the film, All the President's Men basically picks up as well where this film left off.
Sure.
So go watch All the President's
That's another
Men.
great film.
Hey,
which is
this
what's
is-
on my list now.
This is not, so I will pick that up now. This is not an additional thing, but I do want to say this. I also was able to go see, I got a pre-screening of I, Tonya. Loved that movie. I feel like we should chat about it again off air because we've already spent too much time. But, oh my gosh, Margot Robbie, Allison, whatever her name is. What?
Is it Alison Brie?
It's not Brie. No, I can't remember her last name, but her mom, everybody killed it in I, Tonya. Such a unique storytelling too. It's amazing. What?
I know
Allison
who you're talking
Janney.
about. Yeah, Janney.
Janney, that's it. Oh my gosh. Anyway, I, Tonya, go
But
see it.
Allison
if you get
Brie
an
was in
opportunity.
the post, so there you go. It
There
all
you go.
fits
So,
together.
it's and then they all
I don't know
Kevin
why
Bacon.
she was in the post, but she was in the post.
Okay.
I mean, she's on. What I'm saying is she's on screen for like 6 minutes for the whole film.
Well,
so
they just
just
want
like
good
Sarah
actors.
Paulson.
yeah, I mean, fair. Well, and I guess you could say the same thing about David Cross. He didn't exactly contribute a ton to the film.
Hey, hold your tongue. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and hand the baton over to you, Patrick, and take us home.
Have I talked about this guy? That's right. So this is an easy one. I have toys and games, and what I'm holding in my hand is the Hot Toys Baby Groot. So this was just released. It actually just shipped within the last few weeks. It wasn't supposed to ship until I think middle of this year, maybe like March or April, something like that, somewhere between March and May. But for whatever reason, they started shipping end of December. And so very excited. I don't personally, this is the first Hot Toys figure that I own. And this was kind of a no-brainer because this is one that the wife can get behind, right? Like you have to, when you're spending the amount of money that you can spend on these, you have to find something that the whole family can get behind. And this is the one. So it's Baby Groot, as you know him from Guardians of the Galaxy 2. And he comes with a Ravager outfit. That's very
He's
important
life
to say.
size.
He's a life size. That's the cool thing. You're able to get a life size figure. He comes with a Ravager outfit. He comes with 3 interchangeable faces. He comes with a couple of interchangeable hands. He has like the little vine stretch arms, and then he has the outfit. And if you take the outfit off, then he also comes with these little like sprout things that kind of go on his body when he's not wearing the outfit.
cool.
And then of course, a display stand as well, so you can pose him and do whatever. So I actually do a full, there's no need to talk about him too much because I do a full unboxing of him, and that unboxing is going to come out sometime within the next week. So just look out for that on the YouTube channel. You'll be able to see it. But it should be expected by now, but the quality is just, I just don't know how you do any better on a figure like this. So the faces themselves are hand painted. And the fabric, the zippers, like everything's exactly as it should be. So the figure itself is a bit expensive depending on how you look at it. In the world of Hot Toys, it's not that expensive a figure at all. It's
actually pretty
$190. It's really cheap. That also helped me pull the trigger for buying it. That being said, if you're used to buying $15 toys or $20 toys, this is going to feel very expensive. So
This is a cut above something you'd get at Toys R Us.
Exactly, it is. But the figure looks awesome, and the whole process has been easy. And again, how rare is it to order something and it actually ship in like 50% of the amount of time that they quote? So very glad to have this figure. It's going to get displayed prominently. Normally I put toys in this case back here. But this guy is going to stay up here right in full view of me so I can stare at him when I'm podcasting. And
And that he can stare at you.
that's why he's got a happy face on. How can you be sad? So really awesome figure. At least go check him out. I mean, it's like anything else when it comes to toys and posters and stuff. You can definitely nickel and dime yourself to death where you think like, oh, I can't afford that, and so I'll just buy this little guy. But you end up buying 20 of these little guys, and I personally I like the idea of having less, more meaningful pieces, and this is certainly a very awesome, very meaningful piece to me. So excited to have it. I don't really have anything else to say, guys. Both of y'all already have stuff from Hot Toys, right?
I don't.
Luke does not. He's expecting you to send him the Groot.
Andrew, you have the full-size Groot, right?
Yeah, I contemplated getting it while you were talking so that I could show the full size, but the full size is right back there if you're watching this video.
In the dark.
And it comes with in the dark with it shows up on this camera better than it does on this camera. But yeah, he's great. You know what? Say something and I'll grab him real quick.
Yeah, great. So
I'll grab him
read the
real
directions. Because when I got this guy, I just started, like wanting to pull all the joints apart and like rip hands out and feet out.
There's some you can't do that too.
Don't do it. It turns out don't do that because bad things can happen. But check out the detail. I'm not going to pull his outfit off, but check out the detail and all what do you call that? I call that my underbrush. I'm assuming he does too. So check out Groot's underbrush. It looks good,
Your
right?
Groot looks way happier than Andrew's Groot.
Yeah, I have the angry.
My gosh.
I have the angry face on this Groot, but
where's
but
your
only
angry
because
face, Patrick? Put
That
your
is an
angry face on.
aggressive. What'd you say?
Put the angry face on yours.
The problem is the angry face is in the box over there, and he's too far away.
I have the angry face on him because I got the deluxe version that comes with this Rocket. So and Rocket's got like actual whiskers and real clothes and all that stuff. And so I've got him in kind of a running pose, and then Groot also in kind of an angry face, and he's got his fingers actually articulate, like not like this, but like the bendy, so that there's no like visible
Joint.
He doesn't have jointed fingers in like the traditional sense.
Sure.
So
I will say the next hot toy item that I get, I want to get something that has lights on it. That's such a vague statement, but I need like a robot with lights.
You get a Hulkbuster, an Iron Man, or something.
I was gonna say, why don't you get the new? I'm just gonna leave him there in frame. He's actually gonna be in focus, and then I won't be.
Great.
I just came back into focus. There we go. I want to get the Kylo Ren, like from or not Kylo Ren. Well, Kylo Ren, but the Luke Skywalker from The Last Jedi. Have you seen him?
Yeah, it looks really good.
He comes with a blue lightsaber, and I don't know if the lightsaber lights up, but I do know that some of the Hot Toys lightsabers light up. So
yeah. So anyway,
awesome. Wait. The deluxe version comes with this. So this is a much cuter...
The potted Groot.
Yeah, the potted baby Groot. So
collectively, we have the entire...
Evolution of Groot.
Yeah, we have the Groot evolution. So go check out the site, see the stuff that they have, and this managed to be one of the few items I could sneak past the wife. So who knows? There may be something on there for you as well. But great, glad to finally have one. And they just do two things. Other things I'll say, packaging is as good as the figure is. And I love that they put all the artists and all the creators at the forefront. So when you open the box lid, and you'll see this in the unboxing, the first thing that greets you is the list of all the people that worked on the figure.
Yeah.
And, check out that rocket. And so that's just a really awesome thing to see too. So that's my new thing, Baby Groot by Hot Toys. Again, $190. You can go check one out there. But otherwise, Andrew, I think you get to close us out.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that right now. So like we said, I'm gonna pull him out of frame just a little bit, just so. There, you can still see him, but now you can see me. Like we said, we're going to be in Orlando February 11th through the 14th, but specifically our meetup is going to be Sunday night, somewhere in the downtown or the Disney Springs / Epcot area. We don't know yet. We're trying to decide that, I think. There's been some things thrown out maybe on the boardwalk. So come hang out with us. Check our Instagram. Check our website, mf1podcast.com, to find out more information about that, and just stay tuned to that. We'd love to have you out there. And while you're at mf1podcast.com, you can find show notes and links to all the stuff we just talked about. If you're watching this on YouTube, it's all right below us. Like this video, share this video, subscribe on all the different platforms. We are everywhere now. Almost literally. We're on YouTube, Instagram, Spotify, Twitter,
iTunes,
Facebook,
Stitcher, Google
iTunes.
Play.
Yeah, Spotify, Google Play. Yeah, we're all over the place. Like, subscribe, follow, share, whatever the thing is. for that particular platform, do that thing. It helps us so much. And if you want to support the show financially, I mean, we're not going to stop you. Go to patreon.com/MF1 podcast. Throw a couple dollars in the bucket each month. $5 gets you the blooper level where we'll send you some really cool stuff. I believe we have a blooper episode that's like right on the cusp of coming out. We're a little overdue, but it's going to be a good one. We have a lot to share there. So help us out. It's the more you continue to help us, the more we continue to get to do more and more things. And we have, like we said, a lot of plans for 2018. And so you can help us get to those, by being awesome. Are there anything else?
Nah.
Are we missing anything? Let's just get out of here.
Yeah.
All right.
Sure.
So I'm Andrew.
I'm Patrick.
I'm Luke.
This is Groot. Peace out.
Bye.
Hold on to your butts.